welcome back, Angie.
Thank you.
I'm really glad we made this appointment.
Me too.
Yeah. So, how have things been going at home? I know we talked a little bit about your husband's big promotion, so that was a really exciting time for you. How are things going with that?
Well, the promotion's been great for us financially, but as far as the family life, it's things are just getting worse.
Mm, really? How so?
Well, James is really wrapped up in his job now, and he doesn't really take time with the family like he used to. I feel like he's been neglecting the kids a little bit,
Mm.
and I'm just afraid that they're going to start to feel like he doesn't love them the same way.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Now, is he out of town often?
He does take business trips from time to time, um, maybe once a month, but if he's not out of town, he's in his office until the kids are asleep,
Mm,
and he's gone before they wake up in the morning sometimes. So
mm.
you know,
So,
it's just a lot.
so even when he's in town, he's still not present.
Right. Exactly.
Man, that must be hard. So, what I'm hearing is that with your husband's new promotion, it's brought this strain on your family, essentially.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Mm. And it's, first of all, that's very unfortunate. I'm sorry that you have to go through this. It isn't fair to you that he puts his career and its development ahead of you and your family. So, I could definitely see why that's something that would frustrate you and probably be a cause of a little bit of agitation.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
do you feel that he's putting his job on a pedestal?
Definitely. That job means the world to him, and I'm starting to think that he enjoys his job more than he enjoys his family.
Hmm. And can you tell me a bit more about that? What are some instances where you think that that might have been the case?
Well, maybe about a week and a half ago, he promised the kids he was going to take them for ice cream um, and to the movies.
Hmm.
And he ended up getting caught up at work, and the kids went to bed so disappointed. Uh, the little one was crying, and the oldest one was just angry. Um, and he has yet to make it up to them.
Um, yeah, that could not be easy to deal with.
Not at all. Crying 4-year-old.
Mm, yeah, nobody needs that headache. Yeah. So let me ask, how detrimental do you think this is to your children in the long run? How do you see this situation playing out if things do not get better? What's the most important aspect of this to you?
I just want the kids to be able to feel like they can depend on their dad, and um, that they can trust his word. And if they can't learn to trust him now, they're not going to be able to trust him later. And that relationship won't be there.
Uh, so you're concerned about your husband's relationship with his children, apparently.
Yeah, I really think it's super important for a child to have a good relationship with their dad.
Mm. If I may ask, what's your family dynamic like? I don't think we've gotten too deep into that in our last session.
My family dynamic, as far as like the home I
Your
was
girl.
raised in,
Mm-hmm.
my dad was super active, always around. My mom tried, her best. She worked from home. She had her own business, and although my dad supported us financially from his job, he made the effort to be around.
Mm. Yeah, I can definitely see why that would be the situation that you're currently in would be problematic because you come from such a seemingly stable and consistent household. So you want the same thing for your children.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't perfect, but we were close, and that's important to me.
Mm. So you have that ideal, which is a good idea to have. You want children to have a steady home. So, what's in your opinion? Do you think that your husband is still invested in the family and being a part of this family?
I sure hope so. I mean, it doesn't really seem like it.
Mm. Well, but the fact that you still have that hope, can you flesh that out a little bit more for me?
Yeah, I mean, I know he loves them, and he wants to be, you know, the breadwinner. Since I am a stay-at-home mom, um, I get that we need his support financially, but um, you know, there are more aspects to being a father than just making money.
Mm, yeah, that's definitely very important. And what are some of the things that you would like his help with more if you were more present?
Just helping around the house, helping to put the kids to bed, because I feel like I'm doing everything by myself.
Mm, yeah. So, in terms of the hope that you mentioned, that you hope that he will be able to kind of come back to where you guys have been, do you still feel like he can be the man that you need him to be?
Yeah, I do. I know it's in him. It's just a matter of getting him to understand.
Mm. And it's very good that you said that. It's very, it's excellent that you've taken it from that perspective and that you're able to think that deeply into it. It shows, first of all, an immense dedication to your family. I can see that you want the best for them and that you're trying to kind of bring this full circle and bring your husband back to the the concepts that you guys have always had, seem to have in your family. So, in terms of his new promotion, what times of the day is he gone? Is he most busy?
Um, Morning and evening. I mean, his lunch hours are flexible, but the kids are in school except for the little one.
Mm. And in terms of his relationship with your oldest child, what was her name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine, yes. In terms of his relationship with Jasmine, is it? Do you see a shift in how she responds with him currently? Because I'm assuming that because of how your family was before this promotion, since she's the oldest, she's gotten the most benefit of his time.
Yeah, yeah, she definitely can notice. Um, she's noticed the change, and she's been vocal about it, which was really hard for me to hear her say that. She felt like her dad didn't want to be around her anymore.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow, that that must be very hard for you to hear.
it is. I want things to get better. So,
Mm, wow. Well, I would encourage you to find a moment where you two can really fully flesh this out and talk about it. If his least busiest time is, maybe in the early evening, or if you have to wait until after the kids are asleep, hopefully you two can really find some time to just talk this out one on one and get all of that out there. Let him know how it's affecting his children. But what I would say is that in doing that, you'd want to be careful to not come too accusatory because it's probably also hard for him to undergo this transition. And I'm sure he really misses being a part of the family. It sounds that way. I'm really getting the vibe that he wants to be a part of this family the way you described him in our earlier sessions. When you were first talking about the promotion, you sounded so excited for him. I can tell that you really support him in his career development. And he just he seems to have taken a moment to kind of stray away from the core values that you guys seem to have as a couple. But it does seem that you can get that back and that can be restored. And in with that, I would say that the most important concept to keep in mind is that the goal is not to scold him for not being present, but to show him the importance of why he needs to be. Does that make sense?
yeah, it makes a lot of sense actually. It sounds like a good start.
That's good. So I think we've covered a decent amount of ground today. And what I'd like to ask you is that let me know how that conversation goes. Even if you have to send me an email before our session, so that you can we can do some follow up. I'll give you some activities that we can talk about and kind of see after you guys have that initial conversation, what steps follow.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
How long was it? Please be long.
So long it logged us out. 10 minutes.
Ooh.